Hey family, I hope all is well with you all. I am currently out in freezing cold with my daughter. I decided to bring her to the park. Um, I was supposed to go to school today, and I was going to take my daughter with me, but I was like, I'd be so upset if they tell me that I can't bring her, which understandably it's not a child care. So I was like, let's just go to the park first, and then I'll try to get an hour or two in at school. But before doing any of that, I just kind of wanted to come on here and just, as per usual, document um, recent experiences, of course, without telling everything, You never let your right hand know what your left hand is doing, or vice versa. Um, but I've been in massive inward mode for the past couple of days, waking up um, at all times of the night, just kind of thinking about my situation, thinking about the current state of affairs, and just doing my best to really maintain my sanity ultimately. But I do overstand that what I am going through is just a test, you know, and that it is imperative that I maintain my crazy faith, right? My blind faith in the midst of it and in the thick of it. So today I've been calling around, looking for apartments or and whatnot. I'm not sure if I want to remain in the city that I'm in now or if I just want to jump some cities or states over because I'm really keeping my vow about not going backwards. I just don't see the point in that. There was a reason why the Most High delivered myself and my two daughters. Uh oh, be careful. You okay? Okay, but stop running, okay? Because it's a little wet. Alright? Sorry, guys. But, there's a reason why the Most High removed us from Las Vegas and got us up out of those just treacherous conditions that we were in. And so I'm not about going backwards. Because what's going on here, as I have explained, in the lives that I've been recently doing. I don't know how many of you all have been tuning in, um, but I don't know. I just don't see the point in going backwards. Like I just don't. I don't want to go backwards. I really don't. Like I don't feel like there's absolutely besides my remaining family there. Of course, they're of course still there, but other than that, in terms of what I am trying to do and in terms of my vision and my purpose, that is not where I need to be. The temptation is too thick, it is too strong, and I just don't want to be there. And where I'm at currently, it's like, I don't know. I think it's like this worldwide, honestly. There's not many resources um, available at this time because of the rising inflation and housing costs. Everything is freaking expensive right now. Food, everything. And so I'm really just trying to maintain my wits about myself throughout this because it is stressful, you know? It really and truly is. And, you know, I don't know. I often am hesitant about talking, so I guess, well, I guess openly and just being highly vulnerable on this said app because, a lot of people leave. You okay? A lot of people leave mean comments as opposed to like anyone that vents and shares their stories. Not like particularly with me, but just period with anything, guys. Like people just always have something negative to say. It's like if you're not helping the situation, then why? Like, do you feel the need to say something? And then like people are always saying, well, on other people's posts that do similar things like me and talk about their stories and stuff, like people are like, well, why are you coming to the internet? Like, it's like, well, if people had a support system, if they had family, if they had loving friends, genuine people in their corner, I'm sure they'd go to them. And certainly I have, two people, like one hand, two people. But at the end of the day, everybody's going through their own little battle at this time. Like, a lot of people aren't talking about it. Um, because a lot of people aren't ready for those illusions to be dismantled. But I'm not here to fake the funk with you guys. I'm not here to live a lie. I'm not here to act like I'm something that I'm not and act like I've never struggled before. Because number one, I know that I'm not going to remain in this situation forever. And number two, hold on, baby, you're gonna have to get off that because it's wet. And number two, I know that trouble don't last always, and it's really up to me, and I do have the power to get myself out of this. So instead of like complaining about it, moping about it, soaking about it, being mad at the parties who offended me in either way, like instead of exerting all of that energy that I could be using to change my situation for myself and the continued betterment of my children, you know. So what I'm learning now throughout this situation is, you know, it's okay to be open. It's okay to be vulnerable because other people are going through things. You know, it's not just me. It's not just you. Those of you viewers out there who support the channel. Um, it may not be as dire or as tough and rough as the situations that I'm facing, but everybody got their little own little battle. It ain't peaches and cream. But all in all, today I'll just be looking up different resources because one of the hardest things, like, it's just difficult when you don't have a car. Like, I got so spoiled in Vegas. I had drivers, of course I can always call a Lyft or an Uber, but I had like drivers that I would just pay to take me around everywhere that I need to go. So I was like, well, shit, what do I need a car for? Like, I just got so spoiled, and comfortable. But now I'm in this city where they don't have no public transportation. There's no Uber or Lyft here. There's literally cabs. So I would have to pay just to go to the next town like $200 to $300 in a cab. And sure, I have the money, but like not necessarily when you're trying to get a place. So it's just it's a lot, you guys. I'm like I said, I'm really, really just going through it, and I'm trying my best to remain strong. Um, and of course, I don't want to burden anyone. I just share this stuff because I know that one day I'm going to look back at my story. I'm going to look back at everything that I went through, and I'm going to be extremely grateful. That's why I'm thanking the Most High in advance. Like, this rising, I have to tell myself, thank you, God, in advance for my new car. Thank you in advance for my new place, my new home for me and my children. Like, you really have to claim it. You have to see it to be able to believe it and then eventually achieve it. So, yeah. Sorry, you guys, if I'm a little all over the place. A lot is running through my mind right now. And like I said, I'm just trying to remain as positive as I can, considering the situation. My older daughter is at school right now. So, yeah, she'd be out here with us, but, she had school. And I don't know, like, now that I know what I know and these said parties said what they said, like, I don't want to be around that kind of energy because energy travels, and it will really bounce off of someone, especially negative, toxic energy, and it will bounce onto you. Because I noticed, like, 2 days ago, I was, like, feeling very, like, after everything happened, the blow up on Thanksgiving, I was just very irritable. I was feeling angry, and I just do not like feeling that way because it really brings out a side of me that I don't like, because I know that that is truly not me at my core. At my core, I am a very happy individual. I'm a very loving individual. You know, um, I live to inspire, to motivate, you know, um, via through my story. I don't do any of what I do to gain any type of attention, publicity or any of that, because at the end of the day, I mean, what's that going to do for my situation? Nothing. So I'm just taking it easy, y'all. Just taking it easy, taking it one day at a time. It's really all I can do. And it's nice right now because we basically have the park to ourselves. Well, in addition with like the people walking their dogs and walking the trail and stuff. And I brought sandwiches, chips, cereal bars, water, and my Celsius Peach Vibe energy drink. I love these energy drinks. It burns body fat, accelerates metabolism, and it gives you energy. And it has a bunch of other like vitamins and stuff. So it's I really like it. But all in all, guys, I'm gonna be applying for some apartments today. Um, I just had to get out of that house, like I said, because I can feel the denseness in the space. Like I feel extremely unwanted, unwelcome, the whole nine. And it's like ever since I stood up for myself and my children, it's like the no one said anything since, but it's just like it's just weird energy. And if you know you're not wanted somebody somewhere, or somebody doesn't want you, or whatever the case is, like there's no reason to just stick around. Like I'm not gonna let nobody tell me twice to get the crap on and get the stepping and chop stewie. Like I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You feel me? To ensure that we are housed again and we are in our own space again. Because I really took a leap of faith, guys, coming down here. I really did. I'm like, sometimes I get a little upset with myself, but then I'm like, what was in Vegas? I mean, like, so what? Keep gambling and drinking all the freaking time, or actually separate yourself from that and get some healing done. And I have done a lot of internal healing, but there's still a lot of healing that needs to be done. And I feel like I would be able to heal in peace when it's just me and my children in our own spaces. Like when, um, like just ever since we've been here, like I just noticed this shift. Like I don't know, I just noticed a huge shift, and I don't like it. Like when it was just me and my kids, even though we probably weren't like in the greatest of a neighborhood, life wasn't the greatest. Like we were happy. Like my kids could genuinely laugh, and they can be children, and they can be free and explore and things like that. Like it's just tough. And one of the other feelings that I've been getting is like I've been feeling a lot of guilt lately, because I'm like, dang, why would I bring my kids into this? Like I just wish I would have known what I know now at 27, when I was 18, when I first got pregnant with my firstborn, because I just wish I would have just been more stable. Like it's so much easier when I'm not saying marriage is the end all be all and that's the cure for everything, because you can still be married and still be dealing with the things that I was dealing with unmarried, in terms of the domestic violence and everything else that was going on. And I don't really want to continue to recant that, because I mean, what's done is done. What's in the past is in the past. It is what it is. I'm working on me from this point on. And I'm not going to blame no one for my current circumstances. All I'm saying is just like sometimes I'm just feel guilty, and like that's kind of what makes me angry, because I'm like, I brought Milani. Okay, we're gonna have to go back home then if you have to use the bathroom. Um, but yeah, I just feel like, especially for my young ladies out there, like you don't have kids yet, like just try to wait as long as you humanly can, because like children are a blessing. They are a gift from the Most High God. But at the end of the day, like if you're not stable and you're not in a healthy relationship where the both of you all are providers, the both of you all are mentally sane, emotionally sane, childhood traumas aren't, heart like what is the word I'm looking for? Like childhood traumas aren't like keeping you in some sort of bondage, things like that. Like if you're in a healthy space, like that is when you want to bring a child into the world. But if it's just like another baby mama, baby daddy issue, like I would not suggest anyone bring a child into that, because the child does not deserve that. Like, yes, a child does deserve both parents, but if there's one parent that is unhealthy and you cannot trust them because of the things that they have done, said, and the things that you have witnessed, it's like it's hard. Because if my situation were different and things like that, I know I wouldn't have a problem, with whatever, but with just what I know, what happened. Like, I haven't even told you guys that, like, I don't even know the half, because I'm not trying to get on here and just bash anyone, you feel me? But at the end of the day, like, I am gonna speak my truth, and um yeah, I just wish that, I don't know, I would have chose better, number one, and two, waited as long as I could have, until I was at a place mentally where I was more developed and aware. And it's not about the shoulda, woulda, couldas, because that's living in the past within itself. But I'm just like, dang, I don't want my kids to grow up. Hell, I grew up like, I grew up in the slums. I grew up in the projects. Yeah, my mom got us out the hood a few times, but we never stayed out the hood. We always had to run right back. You know, and I don't want that for my kids. I don't. Like, I want better for myself and my children, because they deserve better. I deserve better, and I know that I can do better because I know better now. But a lot of guilt has just kind of been consuming me because I feel bad. I'm like, man, like, if it was just me, like, I thug this thing on out, but because it's me plus two, it's like, oh Lord, that's when the pressure is really on, because, you know, it's not just me that I have to worry about and look after, you feel me? It's me plus two little innocent human beings that they depend on me. They look to me for everything. I'm their sole provider, and have been since they were born, you know, mistakes and all, flaws and all, win, lose, draw. Like, I've been there, you know. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. Like, receipts don't lie, you know. But that's not even really the half of it. It's just like, man. And I know this too shall pass. I can envision us in our new spot. Like, I've seen this really nice apartment too. Well, it's actually a townhouse, a little townhouse duplex thingy, and it was really really nice, and it was right within my budget and everything. Like, one thing I can say about where I live is inflation hit, but it didn't hit as hard as like the big cities like Vegas, California, stuff like that. So it's still affordable and within reason. So I just wish that I had childcare for my youngest so that I could get like a little, I wouldn't mind getting a little part-time job to supplement my income, and then pick up some other little side hustles, you feel me? Just to, at the very least, get like a car, because it's so freaking hard not being able to move around um, the way I want to. And luckily, this park is within walking distance. It's like right behind the house. So that's one plus. But if I have to go anywhere else, I have to call a cab, because I'm not going to depend on anyone who doesn't even want me around. So, you all, I'm just telling you all my story as it is for right now. Like, you know, it's temporary. I know that. Okay, put your gloves back on. It's temporary, but I'm just like, I don't know. It's a lot. It really is. Thank you. She is gorgeous. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, get your gloves back on, and then we'll go home. I'm about to finish this up now. But yeah, you all, I just wanted to kind of get on here because I know I'm not the only one going through this. So I just wanted to encourage other single mothers out there, because I know the number one thing I've noticed it's mainly from males that say things like this under comment sections when situations like this are being discussed on other people's platforms. Hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm fully preparing for it in the near future. But they're always like, "Well, you should have chose better." I'm like, "Dang, I wish I would have knew better then," But it is what it is. We win some, we lose some, but we live to fight another day. So, instead of soaking in anything, I'm just, gonna make it do what it do. But this little rascal, she's cold. You're cold? So we finna go back home. I'm gonna go and apply for these apartments, and you guys wish me some luck. I'm hoping by Christmas we will be moved out of where we are now. That is my plan. I've done it before for my kids, for my daughters, and I know that I can do it again. So just doing my best to stay strong. This too shall pass, and I'll get through it. So, oh my god, that was such a little mischievous grin. I was like, but yeah, you guys, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit that like button and that post notification bell also so that you never miss an update from your C Star. And until next one, y'all.